I wanted to just sort of mention humility
Yeah.
again. It's very, in practical situations, it's very easy to be humble when you believe the person who's facing you, telling you some truth, is actually in a better condition than you are.
Yes.
So it's easy to be humble under those circumstances. And for many of us, it's also quite easy for us to be more humble when we're alone talking to God. Because, you know, we automatically know that God knows everything about us, and so therefore we're more open about our facade. We drop our facade more. But when there's people around us who we may feel are lesser than us or don't know as much as we do, then there's a real test of humility, because it's how we act with those people that really determines whether we're truly humble or not. And what I see happening with a lot of people who believe themselves to be on the path is that they are humble when they interact with myself or Mary or somebody else, less so with Mary perhaps than with myself. But when they interact with each other or with other persons who they believe are not on the path, their humility just goes out of the window. Mm-hmm. And instead of being humble anymore, they are now quite arrogant and overbearing and inconsiderate. Yeah. And we just often see many examples of that. And I just feel that's an indication that we're not yet really learned humility. To be humble, we would need to be humble in those circumstances as well. And actually every single person would find it a pleasure to be around us, not just the people who believe the same things we believe or anything like that. And I feel that's one way we demonstrate that we really get worship of God too, like this understanding that if we are truly humble, we will no longer treat any person on the planet as if they are lesser than us. Yeah. We will no longer act in a manner that's overbearing or unloving towards any person on the planet, no matter whether they have no knowledge of divine truth or whether they have more knowledge of divine truth. We'll treat them exactly the same.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I guess that's the thing, we're talking about acting in truth or loving our brothers and sisters, but none of that can commence unless we're first willing to be humble. And thanks, babe.